Hi, I'm Tim Dowd. We're here at New York Comic Con, and I'm here with actor, comedian, and the world champion, Judah Friedlander.
It's backwards. It's the world champion, comedian, actor.
I'm very sorry.
I only do acting. That's just a side gig I do, and it's mostly just for security purposes.
I can understand that. And so, assumedly, you were not born the world champion. You started off as a tiny champion, if you were. How did you grow to be the physical beast that you are today?
World champions come from humble beginnings. I talk about in my book how I was raised in the subway tunnels of New York City, crawled my way out, lived in the woods for a while, was raised by some Bigfoots.
Yeah.
Was in federal prison in China when I was 12.
Oh my.
That's where I learned karate.
Oh.
And in my book I teach you all kinds of moves like this. That's on page 12.
All right.
That's what you learn on page 12 in my book. Imagine what's next. I also teach levitation. Lower right corner here, there's a flip book. See where I teach levitation there.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Very nice.
Bigfoots, ninjas, everything.
Very nice. So after your humble beginnings out in being raised by Bigfoots and in the subway tunnels, what brought you into the mainstream society? Was it hard adjusting after a life of violence?
It really wasn't, because once you're prepared and you learn karate in the elements, regular society is a cakewalk. But that's a very good question. You know, a lot of people, when they try to mainstream, when they've been on the fringe, they have a hard time. But if you have a martial arts background like I do, it's not a problem.
Do you ever feel that your instincts are maybe almost too oversight, that you're too quick to jump to violence at, say, long lines at fast food restaurants and tolls of that nature?
No, I actually don't go to fast food restaurants. I actually I make my own food, and I have a whole chapter about that because it's just healthier. You know, I make my own homemade pizza sandwiches. They're very good.
Fantastic. So what exactly made you settle for doing anything besides your martial arts work with your stand-up comedy and 30 Rock, for instance?
Well, the stand-up, you know, I've been doing that every night since about 1989. That's always been my main thing. Acting is something I love doing, but compared to stand-up, not even close. And, you know, on stand-up, I just talk about what I did that day, you know, beating up ninjas and time traveling, stuff like that.
All right. Thank you very much. And where could people come see your stand-up?
Well, I live in New York City, so I'm in New York pretty much every night, and I'm also traveling all around the country and the world doing stand-up. I'm Judo World Champ on Twitter, and I Facebook, website, worldchampionoftheworld.com.
All right.
It's all there.
Great. Thank you very much.
Cool.
I am Tim Dowd. This is Judah Friedlander, world champion, and we are on the take.